Welcome, friends, to Tanked Up, the podcast all about video games and beer. I'm one of your hosts, Ben. It's episode 466. I'm here with Lucy.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Do you have a beer this week? Do you have a beer for the episode this week? No, another week off?
Because I'm going to bed in an hour.
Yes.
That's not enough
fair.
time
Yeah,
to
okay.
finish a beer.
Okay, fine. I may stay up a touch longer then. I'm drinking another one of the wild beers.
Oh, yes.
So this is the Fuda Fruit Sour. Shnoodlepip, it's called. Shnoodlepip.
Very nice.
It is it's a Fuda Fruit Sour with passion fruit, hibiscus, raspberry, and pink pepper. It's been aged in a Fuda for 5.2 years and then blended. It is 500ml bottle and it is 6.2%. It is there from 2022, so about, it doesn't give me a pure date, but it does tell me the best before is January 2027. So we're still well within, the best before. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I will get this one cracked. We'll have a little gander, and then we'll launch into an episode where we'll mostly, I imagine, be talking about Summer Game Fest and all of the different shows of the not E3. We passed that now. We passed not E3. Has it been Summer Game Fest for long enough?
Or something. I think that's what we call it now.
Key 3, yeah.
Key 3, yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah,
lovely.
It's the bones of E3, isn't it? Everything. I had. It was only like when I heard about the State of Play, and I was like, I'm not going to watch that because I never do. And then on the back of hearing about that, it's like, oh yeah, the Keeleys are there. I was like, oh, it's E3 time.
Yeah.
It's like it catches me unawares now because it's not called E3.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, I see. That's why this is here and that's here. It's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, trying to remember what it was that kind of broke E3. It was COVID, right? COVID is the thing that kind of killed E3.
They gave them excuse to knock it off because they were on the way out. So I think PlayStation had pulled out by then.
Yeah.
Nintendo had ages ago if they're directs. And I think people like Ubisoft and like Square Enix stopped showing things, and COVID was like, I think everyone breathed a sigh of relief. COVID's just like, you don't have to do these anymore. Spend all this money. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think that's probably part of it as well, isn't it? Just the sheer cost of doing it at like a convention center and who you've got kind of coming in. We'll talk about that a bit more momentarily. The Fuda, the Shnoodlepip. It's a nice colour. It's got a little kind of hint of red to its orange. It's almost like a blood orange kind of colour, really. Lots of carbonation when I poured. Lovely big nose. With a lot of fruit. I think did it say raspberries or strawberry? I'm getting something very, very sweet in that kind of thing. Yeah, raspberries, it said. I'm getting that a lot on the nose. And again, with a pinch of salt, this beer is 4 years old. Yes, it is from wild, and it is kind of there for aging. But as we talked about with the previous beer last episode, the blend, my friends who have kept these, they had them in the dark, they had them in a garage. So, what better conditions can you want, really?
Oh, I went to, where did I go to? I think it was Crossover Blendery, somewhere in Hertfordshire, I think, somewhere around Cambridge or something. So around them ends. And one of the people who were there I was just talking to, he was talking about how he made this whole fridge system in his garage for aging beers. So it could have been better, Ben, but that's only for mad people. So your friends are not mad enough.
Real diehards. Who are like, I need something better than just my garage to do this.
I need an insulated garage space just for beers, nothing else.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a nice flavour. It's very refreshing. It's very light. It's got that big sourness to it. So I think it's sort of quite puckering when you first sort of taste it. And it's mostly passion fruit and raspberry that I'm getting coming through. Just quite sour passion fruit and raspberry. I'm not getting a huge amount of hibiscus. And I don't know whether it's the pink pepper.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be interesting to know what pink pepper is, whether they mean peppercorns or what exactly that kind of is. But there's a little bit, a tiny little bit of sort of a burn, like a little spice, not much. Maybe that's a little bit of the hibiscus as well. But I wonder whether this is because of the age of the beer as well. There is just this, again, I think with the last one, there's just this acidity that sort of sat kind of at the bottom of it. Makes me feel like, you know, when you've made a squash, orange squash, and then you've left it somewhere and it's been sat for a day or two, and you start to get a little bit of, you know, it starts to solidify a touch in the bottom. It tastes like that feels. Or at least like that. No, there's nothing in it.
What an endorsement!
Yes, at least in the pour, there is nothing.
Tastes like scum.
It's just that acidity to it. There's just this little acidity, that's hard to pin down. And that visual is what came to mind, rather than a taste that it kind of gives. But it's already, that acidity is already starting to sort of meld into the flavour. So rather than it being sort of, I can pick that out, it's quite sort of a very definitive sort of element of this beer. Actually, it's already starting to subside the more I'm sort of putting in. So hopefully that just disappears completely, and it's actually maybe that combination of hibiscus and pink pepper that's doing something else that maybe isn't blended when, you know, because it's been sat for a while. Perhaps it just needs that bit of movement in the beer to sort of get everything going again, and that bit of you know, that release of carbonation and everything just breathing suddenly to hopefully settle down. But we will see.
Okay.
But yeah, all right so far.
It's a very nice colour. Yeah,
it is a lovely colour. Yeah, it's maybe that's maybe the pink pepper giving that little sort of reddy sort of pink tinge to it.
It looks quite orange on.
Yeah, you can't quite see. I think it's maybe, you know, you don't quite see. It's a little more translucent perhaps than it appears on the screen as well. So good. Well, while I enjoy this, Lucy, you went for a little trip into a little brewery.
I did. Yes, to make up for not drinking on the podcast, I've done a field report. Earlier in the day, I went to Nothing Bound in. I don't think it's quite in Bewdley, maybe just outside of it. It's one of those where it's like, if you were drinking and had quite a few, there's probably no way of getting home because there's probably no Ubers, no taxis. It's about 2 miles off, civilization. It's just like a country road. It's like this random farm. I think it's called. Was it Chapel Farm or something like that?
Okay.
It was either Chapel or Chappelle. I can't remember. Like there was like vines covering the sign, so it's like, you know, very much nature has reclaimed this barn and let's put a brewery inside of it. Yeah, so off the beaten track, probably have to drive there. Yeah, it's I've seen Nothing Bound, like they're fairly local to Birmingham. Seen them in the local beer shops. I think they do 500ml cans as well, so that's nice. Yeah, and their beers are nice. Today I had a hazy IPA. It was funny because the guy poured me. I was like, "Can I have this one?" And then he actually poured me another one. And when I went back, I was like, he was like, "Oh, this one's done well," and he was like, "Isn't that the one you poured?" He was like, "Oh no, actually." I was like, "No bother," because it tasted very nice. I think one was called Hayward. That was like 6.2, or it was 6%, and there was one. I think that was 5.2% called One Way Back or something like that. both pale ales. And one of them had. Have you heard of? Gosh, what was the name of it? It's not Nectaron. It was Peacherine or something like that. A
Oh.
newish hop.
No, don't think so.
But it was very stone fruity because
Mhm.
I thought it was like Nectaron. Yeah, it was Citra and Peacherine, I think he said, was the
Okay.
name of the hop. I was like, oh, that's a new one. But yeah, it was a nice little trip. Nothing Bound are always great. I don't know how. Well, I don't go to beer shops anywhere else other than Birmingham. I
Yeah.
don't know how spread out they are over the rest of the West Midlands or
Mhm.
further down south towards Gloucester. I don't know. Have you seen any in Bristol?
No.
Mhm.
I feel like I've had a beer from them recently,
Mhm.
but probably not within like a year or
Yeah.
something like that. And it
Okay.
may be like more that, were they at the beer festival last year kind of thing.
Mhm. Mhm.
Somewhere like incidental that I've seen them, not
Yeah.
having seen them in a bottle shop here.
Yeah. But they're very good. So if you do ever see them, definitely pick it up. You won't be disappointed. But yeah, it's. I went to it because it's like, oh, okay. I mean, breweries just suddenly close, and it's like, at least want to visit it
Yeah.
because God forbid it just closes tomorrow.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah, it's a nice little. It's so out of the way. I can't exactly recommend it unless you're, maybe traveling to Birmingham or something like that. Maybe if you want to take if you're coming off even it's off the M5, it's still like at least 40, what, half an hour, 20 minutes off
Yeah,
the
yeah.
M5. So it's like hard to recommend if you're not, somewhat in the area.
Yeah,
But why would you
if you're
ever be in the area? Why
yeah.
would you ever be in Kidderminster or
Okay.
Bewdley? Nobody goes there.
If you're on your way to Shrewsbury for some reason up the motorway,
Yeah,
you could come off a bit
yeah.
early and go there. Yeah.
I guess you could extend your journey by like maybe an hour. Yeah, why not? If you've got nothing else to do, like me on a
Nothing else.
Sunday
Yeah.
when there's no sport on, the football's finished, and you just think, oh, it's fairly dry outside. It's not going to rain too much. Go to Bewdley.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Why
I'm
not?
sure there's some other stuff there. I passed like a river, and there was a fair there.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
and there was somewhere I passed as well. Called Boa Brewing.
Okay.
But I didn't go in there. It was quite busy.
Yeah. Is that sort
I'd never
of
heard of them.
Kidderminster sort of way, or again out in the sticks?
Stourport.
Right.
It was near a little town there. I can't remember which town it was. Might have been Stourport on Severn or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, that looked that I'd never heard of them. I just googled it when I got back and was just like, oh, um, I just saw tap room.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it was quite busy, so I was like, I can't be asked, and I didn't know where to park. And I was like, forget it. But yeah, if you're on the way to Boa Brewing, you maybe go to Nothing Bound. But yeah, I'll have to maybe if we're meeting at some point, I'll have to bring some Nothing Bound cans.
Yeah.
To you,
That's a good
because
idea.
they're fairly easy to get a hold of where I am, and they are quite good. Especially just like right from the source, it was very nice. I wouldn't quite since I haven't had Baron in a long while. I don't know if I'd put it on quite that level, but their
Okay.
beers are very, very nice, very very nice. It's good to
Brilliant. Good.
have them
Yeah.
somewhat local. Yeah.
No, absolutely. And even if it's just as you say, you've got an afternoon to kind of kill, nothing to do.
Mhm.
It's not a massive drive to
No, it took me
go out and sort of
55 minutes.
Yeah.
And I stopped by. I was like, oh, I might as well go to Attic, sort of on the way back.
Yeah, fair.
Popped in there. They've changed their tap room now since I've last been, which
Have
is
they? Okay.
quite some time. I don't think I've been this year. Probably not for about 6-7 months. I haven't been. Jesus, it's June. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I know, mate. I know. Nuts, isn't it?
When I said
Absolutely
I haven't
nuts.
been this year, I was thinking like we're 3 months in. Lord. But yeah, it's changed now. I was like, oh, this looks different. And it's like, oh yeah, I haven't been there in like 8 months. It's like that would be why. Yeah.
Was the
They've had
last
a
time
whole
you went?
new brand redesign and
Oh,
stuff
have
like
they?
that. So
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. So
Nice. Was the last time you went for one of the tasting sessions that you were going in for?
yeah, and they haven't put any on this year, which I'm grateful for that they don't do it over winter.
Mm.
Because I don't like being out in winter. But it'd be nice if they put them back on in summer.
Yeah, when they
I can start those up for the next 3
yeah,
months. That's fine.
get the tap room going again and stuff like yeah.
hmm
Nice. Now is the time, definitely.
hmm
Good. Nice. Okay. Did you bring a bit of an order back home with you as well from Nothing Bound?
No, I didn't because I know I can just get them
Yeah.
easily round here. Yeah. I think they had a little fridge there, but it was just like, and yeah, maybe I mean, those would have been the freshest examples, but it's like, yeah, I didn't bother.
Yeah. Fine. Fair,
And yeah,
fair.
like cheap prices as they always are straight from the brewery. It was like £3 for a half of the 6%er. So yeah, happy with that.
Nice. Good.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Well, let's
Mm.
move on from beer and jump into Summer Game Fest. We'll concentrate the episode this week on Summer Game Fest. Call it Game Fest or Games Fest? I never remember which one it is.
Games Fest.
Is it the same as the Game Award? Or, some Jeff Keighley things just don't like plurals or S's or there is a... I think you're right. It is Games Fest. Summer Games. No, it isn't.
Yeah.
It's Summer Game Fest.
Oh, okay.
So that is it. This is the one. This is the one that just doesn't have. It's just one singular game. That's all we're getting for the summer. That's all we're going to talk about.
The Mandela effect. Yeah.
It's got to be, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. But cool. I thought we just maybe run through some of the highlights that we've looked at. So when we started off sort of the episode, you said you didn't watch the PlayStation show.
I did. Yeah.
You did.
Yeah, I did because it's the only one I remember watching in ages.
Yeah.
And it was good. It was good. It's not memorable because I'm Googling now what was actually shown in it. But that's because the majority, if not all of the games that were shown are not in my interest. So, but I thought it was good when I was watching it. But as I say, like, yeah, not memorable, but none of these are going to be memorable to me.
Yeah.
Did you? I'm old.
I mean, the big takeaway from it was they showed a lot of Wolverine, which is out. Later
that
this
doesn't appeal
year
to me.
in September. Did you?
It looks.
I was gonna say, did you see the other big sort of pull for me was the God of War Laufey?
Yeah. I'm it looks I mean that team's obviously like got the creative license to do anything. I like how weird they're getting with it.
Yeah,
like it
me
looks
too.
like they're pulling from all these mythologies. That looks I mean that could be cool. I just have no desire to play another 20-hour RPG with a very breathy kind of protagonist. I can't remember what the actress's name is. I've only seen her in Daredevil, I think.
Yes,
she's a decent actress, but
yeah,
I don't care. Like just like it reminds me of like, oh gosh, there's gonna be so much dialogue in this. There's gonna be RPG. Let me pick up this armor because she picked up like armor in the trailer. There's gonna be like purple loot. And the gameplay looks really good. That was the best thing about God of War. Everything else around it, I didn't enjoy much. The story was okay. It was bloated as hell. It needed editing. It could have been 10 hours shorter.
Yeah.
And that's what I felt about like every game that PlayStation has put out that I have played since Uncharted 4. Like Uncharted 4 was too long.
Yeah.
Lost Legacy was like the perfect amount of time, but it's like if I'm only getting that kind of experience in a DLC, I don't want any of the rest of their games. It's like, this Wolverine is Spider-Man in a hairier costume, you know,
Well,
with blood. So
interestingly, I think
cool.
Wolverine is
Mhm.
it's not an open world game.
Oh,
It's
is it
a
not?
no,
Oh,
it's
that's promising.
yeah, it's more like just a single player narrative game without the open world element. So you're just moving through the missions basically. You know, each
Sort of like The
level as you
Last
kind
of
of go through,
Us
like more like The
2,
Last of Us.
like a
Yeah,
bit
yeah,
more
yeah.
open, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't even know
But
if it's like open areaed, let's say, like
yeah.
The Last of Us 2, or whether it's more just a a handhold through the story, and you're just kind of
Mhm.
approaching each mission. So there's the train mission and stuff, and yes, you might have a bit of a curated, more like Uncharted is, right?
Yeah.
Uncharted is, it's not big area; it's kind of wide corridor to move through, and I think it's probably more like that than it is sort of anything else. Which intrigues me that little bit more. I don't need to be running around some random hill area trying to
Mhm.
get to the train as Wolverine just move, because Spider-Man's about movement, right? Makes sense that Spider-Man is an open world
Yeah.
game or an open New York game. So to just have a Wolverine is about the combat, so I
Mhm.
can see that it is just going to be curated
Yeah,
action
yeah,
piece
yeah.
after action piece, which makes sense. Um,
And the combat looks good. I mean, Spider-Man combat was wicked.
yeah.
It's just that I want to play something different. I want to play something new.
Mm,
Like if they, this is. I don't mind playing things that are the same. Like I wouldn't have minded playing like say God of War Ragnarok, but I want it more refined. I want it more
hmm
condensed. Whereas from what I heard and the reviews, what I read, things like God of War to Ragnarok, whatever, stuff like the Horizon sequel, stuff like Spider-Man 2. All I've heard is that it's just more, but not more refined. And it's
hmm
like, I don't want that then.
yeah.
I want you to take it's like I can't remember where it was revealed, but Alien Isolation 2.
Mm.
Like I bet you that game is double the length of the first Alien
And the
Isolation,
first
even though that
alienization
was
was
the
too long as
massive
well.
complaint that it's too
Yeah,
long. I bet this one's gonna be double the length
yeah,
because
yeah.
I don't know if it I don't know what it is. I don't know if they feel like, okay, this thing's been in development for 5 years, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. We have to justify it by just not editing it. And making it 70 hours long. It's like that doesn't make sense to me. Make something more refined, more better edited, like I think even though uh, what really does my head is that people are like, "Oh my God, we're getting Code Veronica
Mm.
remake." It's like, why is anyone surprised? I don't think there's been a year since like 2017 that we haven't got a Resident Evil game.
Absolutely.
Like whether it's a remake or 8 or 7
Yeah.
or whatever. It's like, why is anyone surprised at this point? But
No, there's a
those
Resident
games
Evil
are
game
good.
every year.
Yeah,
It
I don't
just
want to
just
play one
jumps.
every year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It jumps with
They're
a
good.
remake and a numbered
Yeah.
new edition.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I do.
Yeah,
There
but
will get
those
to a
need
point
to
where
be
there
like,
is no more remakes
more
to make.
condensed. No, they're gonna remake 1, and then they'll remake 2 again, and then 3 again, and then 4
And then
again.
they'll remake 7, and then they'll remake 8, and they'll get through them.
Yeah,
So yeah, yeah.
and they still won't touch Dino Crisis, so Capcom can piss off
Mate,
for all I
mate,
care.
it's
You know what I
nuts, isn't
mean?
it?
Like,
Nuts that
good for
Dino
them, but
Crisis is still that came out recently.
Mhm.
I think on the top tier of PlayStation Plus. That you can go and play the original Dino
All right,
Crisis
okay.
through
Mhm.
PlayStation Plus. One
No, it'll only hurt you because you'll know you'll never get another
exactly,
one.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Mentioning Alien Isolation 2, I did also see a trailer. I can't remember where I saw this, but I saw a couple of articles for Star Trek Shadow Frontier, which is a story-driven action adventure game, but it looks like a horror game. Right? It's made by Bloober, who redid the
Oh.
Silent Hill game. They've made The Medium and other sort of like horror games. But that I would
Hmm.
hope is like cool. It's like a mid. I mean, Bloober are sort of mid to double A ish, and I
Mhm.
would
Mhm.
hope that this is kind of that. It's Star Trek. I love Star Trek. It's great, but
Mhm.
I want it to be a 10-hour game.
Yeah.
It's what you
Yeah.
want Alien Isolation to be. You want it to be that really tense 10-hour game that you can just you're done with it at the end. You're like, cool, I'm never
Mhm.
touching this again. It's a great experience, but I'm fucking
Yeah.
exhausted.
Yeah.
And that is like this Shadow Frontier from Star Trek. It had me like, oh,
That's
interesting. Like they're delving into more stories, and it's Rolaren, so it's previous characters from shows, and I kind of like, this is cool, but it needs to
yeah.
be really short. It does not need to
Yeah.
overstay its welcome.
Yeah.
And I would
Yeah.
I would worry that Alien Isolation 2 will, you know,
I think it'll be too
will
long.
be too
I
long.
think I think they will have learnt nothing and be like, but this is what the gamers want, and then we're like, actually, no, this is not what we want.
Mm,
I don't know why you're appealing to the people who are like, oh, a premium game has to be like 70 hours long. It's like, no, it doesn't. Going back to PlayStation, because
mhm.
you're a gamer, I've got a good like rundown of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where that like horror game, that Alien Isolation, like
Oh,
uh,
Ill. Is that one? Is that what
what?
it's called?
Sorry,
Ill.
what? No, I don't know what that is. So it wasn't that. It was the Lost Wild, which is the
Oh.
Dino Crisis looking
Oh,
like
right.
first person one. It's too early to tell if that'll be any good, but
But it's a,
yeah, that looks like the Jurassic Park
mm.
survival game.
I
Yeah, I
when
thought it
it
was
first
that.
came out, I thought it was the Jurassic Park survival game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm Yeah. We'll see how those do.
Mm.
If those are too long and bloated, and then maybe I won't be interested. But yeah, in the cavernous abyss in my heart that Dino Crisis leaves, maybe those can fill it. But the thing that I was most excited about in the PlayStation one, perhaps other than the Lost Wild, the only one, is Until Dawn 2.
Yeah.
Because Until Dawn was probably the best game on PlayStation 4 for me.
Mm.
Probably my favorite game, because that game is just. I don't think before the Dark Pictures anthology
Yep.
and the other ones, I don't think this isn't made by
It's not
Supermassive,
made by them. No.
Su- I don't think Supermassive have hit the highs that Until Dawn, the first one, was. That was just excellent. So yeah, do you know when it's out?
No. I would imagine
Mhm.
it is a next year
Next
game.
year?
Yeah.
Well, I perhaps probably won't play it for God knows how long, because I'm not buying a PlayStation 5, especially for the prices now. I'm not buying any new technology by the looks of it. So yeah,
2027. 2027. Yeah.
okay. Well, I'll try and avoid spoilers for the next 5 years, um, which is doable. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely doable.
So
Mm.
when you before you sort of mentioned the dinosaur game, the game I mentioned, Ill, um,
Mm,
which is this like horror thing. I thought it was Metro to start with when it sort of kicked in, but
right.
it's kind of first person horror. You're underground. It's a bit of a mix between Metro and Fallout, maybe a bit more visceral than either of those
Mhm.
kinds of games are. And I remember I was watching it like, this is cool, but I will never play this game.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
tons of people will, but
Mhm.
I don't know why, but I feel like there is an abundance of horror games right
Oh
now.
yeah, there's tons. Yeah.
Just so many of them being pushed and pushed and
Mm.
pushed, and that's great.
I
Loads of
think it's
people love them.
because of like Resident Evil selling tons. I think Silent Hill did pretty well,
Yeah.
both F and 2 remakes. So
Hmm.
there's definitely an appetite for them. I don't really like scary games, so
No.
uh,
Yeah.
I can only stomach so much. That's why something like campy and uh, not as claustrophobic as a first-person game like Until Dawn 2. That's
Mm.
why that appeals to me.
Yeah.
Metro, I think it's 2039 now,
Yes.
was in the Xbox
Yeah.
showcase. That was about 2 hours ago. Um, yeah, I think I played some of the first Metro game. They're not for me. But I'm glad they're still trucking on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Nice. Good. Um, Cool. I don't know where we go from here. Whether we run through. I've got a list of games as I've sort of been compiling
Mhm.
as I've been
Okay.
watching through. So I don't know if there's anything else you want to whether we just run through sort of what we've seen, I guess.
I watched Day of the Devs
Mhm.
and the Wholesome ones.
Yeah.
Hidden Folks 2 was announced,
Yes.
but we knew that was
Hmm.
coming. The Xbox One had Gears. Um,
E-Day.
that's
Yeah.
a franchise that doesn't have to change, and I will play every one of them because like that's Xbox's best franchise for me.
Mm.
They're just excellent games. And they don't need to stray from the formula because the formula that is just perfect.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think this is like Marcus Phoenix's like not origin story, but it's like yes, like emergence day when the bugs and everything come out from the ground, and it's like
Hmm.
yeah, it's like the prequel to everything. And yeah, I like sure. I don't care what the story is, just give me bugs to
Yeah.
shoot at. Just like
Well, I think it's kind of when you think of third person shooters,
Mhm.
like Gears is
Space
the
shooter,
the,
yeah,
the
it's
pinnacle of
best,
that sort
yeah.
of thing. So if you would hope that not necessarily more of the same, but as we were talking
Mhm.
about with sort of Wolverine and Spider-Man, it's refined. You're getting the
Mhm.
same kind of gameplay, but just that bit snappier, just that bit more responsive, that little
I
bit more
don't think
accessible.
gameplay has changed
Mm.
since the first one. I think they nailed it out of the gate, and it's just how pretty can they make it? That's
Yeah,
all,
yeah.
yeah. I
Very,
think that's
I imagine, is
yeah,
the answer.
yeah, like some of the, like, smoke in the trailer was like, "This looks pretty."
Hmm.
Um, yeah, like, uh, that's out in October. Really looking forward to that. Um, there's a new
New
Spyro?
Spyro, yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't sure about when they switched to gameplay because it looks very Ace Combat, like in the sky kind of thing. It's like I like my boots on the ground.
It does. It,
Spy-
it does look very in the sky. Absolutely.
yeah.
I think it was because that's one of the trailers I have watched. I haven't watched the Xbox show. I did
Hmm.
did see that Spyro came out, so I went to watch that trailer, and I
Hmm.
think three-quarters of it um is visuals, is
Right.
cutscenes, and
Yeah.
then it's
Yeah.
only the last like 30 seconds, which is actually gameplay, isn't it? Which is maybe only
Hmm.
two or three scenes that you
Hmm.
actually see. But yes, it does look very
Hmm.
flying. You shoot something in the sky, you then boost through its corpse or the leftovers of
Yeah.
its
Yeah.
corpse, basically.
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe that's just one bonus level I'm hoping, or
maybe,
just like I want my boots on the ground Spire who can barely fly, just flitter a bit.
yeah.
Or maybe it's like Tears of the Kingdom Spyro. Everything's in the sky. I don't know. I don't know, but make more Spyro. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Um,
Who's making Spyro?
I think it was Toys for
It
Bob.
is. Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Good.
yeah,
Good.
yeah. Xbox like PlayStation was a good show. As I
Mm,
say, a lot I probably won't play, but games are still trucking on. There are some good things in the pipeline.
yeah. I think
Um,
it's interesting that watching all of the shows. There are a ton of games, and as I was watching it, I'm like, I won't play that,
mhm.
but that's cool. And I
Yeah,
don't think there was
yeah.
many that popped up where I'm like, I have zero interest in this. Almost every game that pops up, I'm like, oh, I have interest in this only to as an outside observer. I'm never going to watch it, but this
Mhm.
looks cool. The
Yeah.
either the visuals are cool or the gameplay looks cool. There was one where it's made by the guy who made Secret Hitler, the board game, all about being in a water park and you build a raft with your mates, and then you're just shooting zombies with water, and it's essentially like a friend slot type game. I'm like,
All right.
that's a
Okay.
cool
Yeah.
premise. I'm never gonna
Mhm.
play this game, but
No.
it
Yeah.
looks cool.
Yeah, there was a lot of variety, like a lot of okay, we're doing remakes, remasters, a lot of going back to the well, but it
Hmm.
seems like, at least the franchises that they are touching on are things that have been dormant for a while, like
Yeah,
Spyro or I can't think of any other examples, but yeah, the industry isn't creatively bankrupt just yet.
No,
It's
no.
very risk averse, but
So
you are seeing some other things, some new IP as well.
mhm.
So that's good to
I,
see.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you saw. So I watched the Future Games show as well earlier today,
No,
and
I didn't.
in that they showed a game called Terminal War, which is
It sounds like
basically
can I guess it's
yeah.
like some strategy game,
It's not. It's not.
not
It's
4X
it's
strategy.
the
Okay.
Last of Us factions. It
Ah,
is
okay.
just a straight up like animation looks exactly the same. The
Mhm.
graphics look exactly the same. The way that you shoot and reload, like the crosshair when you shoot, looks exactly the same as The Last of Us. And I don't know whether this is span out of that dead multi. When they were doing
Mhm,
the Last of Us multiplayer game and it got
mhm,
cancelled by Sony, whether this is span out of that or it is something that is just being made, independently of that with obvious the obvious pull
influence,
from it
yeah.
and influence
Mhm,
from it.
mhm.
But I'm like, oh, that's cool. Again, another game I'm not gonna play, but
Yeah.
it looked cool because I'm like, I've got reasonably fond memories of factions. It was
Mhm.
a fun little addition to The Last of Us. But something that I'm definitely going to play, I think, from the Wholesome Games show was Mr. Records, which is the like Moonlighter
Oh,
esque
yeah,
game where you've
was it
got
with,
this like
like, rhythm
rhythm
game as well?
platforming
Yeah.
type element, but then it
Mhm,
flips and you're in the shop. You're in a record
mhm.
shop and people come in and you have to match people to records. And there's a game that's just come out where you're matching people to records. But I think because it's got that loop of do this nice rhythmic platforming section and then have a short break kind of in the
Yeah.
in the shop doing this thing. I'm like that's cool. I like this like mix of gameplay. So that was sort of one of the ones I picked from the Wholesome Games. One of the other ones
Yeah.
was it from Wholesome Games or was it from um, the Future Games? I forget. They all mold into one, or
Yeah.
merge into one thing. But the Lift, which basically it's kind of like Power Wash Sim, but a bit more involved, right? And it's a puzzle game where you are like a maintenance man moving through the environment, but you're fixing and it looks very tactile. So if you need
Right.
to open something, you are swiping up or clicking up to be able to open it. You then are putting items in. So the puzzle is actually sort of being able to put the item in to match up with what's sort of happening. And that one looked cool just from
Oh, yeah.
a
Oh, yeah, this is
hopefully
looks very involved.
yeah, it does look very
Yeah.
involved and it looks kind of like it's almost as if Power Wash Simulator had puzzles, right? It's
Yeah.
that little bit of cathartic sort of, yeah, I'm just doing some sort of like busy work to get things moving
Mhm.
and do some sort of stuff. But it has that just that little bit of thinking to it, I guess. That little bit of sort of
Mm.
the puzzles are a little simple, but from what they were saying is there's at least in the trailer there's three sort of tiers of puzzles. There's kind of like you're very
Okay.
simple, then it builds up, and then the third one is actually you're having to do a, a touch of resource management. Where actually, you've got to take a bunch of stuff from over here and then fix these three machines to be
Mhm.
able to get that thing, whatever the three of them together power to get them kind of
Yeah.
moving. So it feels like it gets a little bit more involved as well,
Yeah.
and there'll be that little bit of puzzle mechanic to it, but super chilled in terms of there's nothing out to get you. You're not fighting
Mhm.
against anything to have to go and do these puzzles. You can just go and do them and just
Yeah.
move through this
Nice.
like lovely environment as you're doing it.
Quick aside, Glee Cheese Studios who are making Mr. What is it? Mr. Waxheads or
Mr. Records or Mr.
Mr.
Record.
Yeah, that's the one. Um, yeah, they made Musical Story, which is a pretty good game. Hmm, it's like a kind of musical visual novel-esque kind of thing. It's a rhythm game, but it's like
Hmm,
yeah, like set in like you know the 60s. So you've got all that
nice.
or like 60s like jazz music and psychedelical music and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, I think
Just looking
Mr.
at
Records was a Day of the Devs game, actually, I think.
yeah,
Just
because
looking
I
at
just
my
saw it on
order.
the Day of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Devs.
yeah.
What's that name of that game with like that's like the AI and he's got like this disembodied like face.
Oh,
Like Prove You're
Prove
Human.
You're
Just
Human.
oh, that's it. That looks cool.
It does.
Very interested in that. Is there anything else? Yeah, a lot of cool Day of the Dev stuff. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I'd be interested. Like, I'm probably more interested in that. Like, Apple Crumble is the next game from the Duck Detective people. It's more of like a
Mm-hmm.
3D Knives Out
Knives
kind of
Out game.
adventure
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a slap out of it. That looks fun. Like a, it's like a point and click. I think they said that was like 3D and you just slap everything.
Yeah, it's almost a bit of like Bug Snacks, isn't it? And
Yeah, I thought it was made
yeah.
by the Bugsnax people, but they're still working on something by the looks of it. Um, yeah, Bugsnax came out in. I looked because I thought it was them. It was 2020. Bugsnax
Was
came out.
it?
Yeah,
Wow.
so
Okay.
they've been working on something.
Mm.
I imagine that game sold a lot. So
They've got the time to be able to
yeah, they got the time
get
and
into
the
it. Yeah,
and
yeah.
the money to do it. Um, yeah, I mean. Yeah, that's Day of the Devs. Everything looked cool from Day of the Devs. As you say, may not be something I'm going to play, but everything
Mm.
looked cool and
Was Ithaca in Day of the Devs, or was that in the
yes,
Future
that
Games
was
show?
yeah.
So yeah, the sort of the road trip narrative kind of game,
Hmm.
which focuses a lot on, I guess, environmental issues
Yeah,
as the driving force of sort of the narrative, but it,
yeah.
it more in a um, I suppose the narrative is the thing that kind of was the thing I picked up on. How you're kind of evolving the character, how you're able to have that sort of narrative, and how actually
Hmm.
what you're doing affects sort of the build of the character as well as you're sort of
Hmm.
moving through the environment. You know, again, a little bit sort of low poly, but cool enough that it sort of has that. It reminded me, or almost a bit of a mix of like Kentucky Route Zero without the
Hmm.
weirdness, and then like Route 96. You know, that
Hmm.
kind
Oh
of
yeah.
pulling into that sort of very narrative focused sort of game. So yeah, Ithaca was one that
Hmm.
jumped out.
Uh, Tenebris Somnia was the like survival horror
Mate, that looks
pixel
fucking
art thing
wild.
mixed with FMV. That's been kicking around for a while. There's been a demo out for a while, but
Right.
yeah, it's out in October. That looks really good.
Mm,
Is that the same day as Gears or something? 16th of October. Uh, yeah, that looks cool.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Oh, also, just with puzzle games in mind,
mhm.
um, Walk the Frog, which was it was mentioned very very quickly in the Wholesome Game Show when they're like, here's just like 10 or 12 games as we're just going to give you like 10 seconds of each of these games, and it is a puzzle game where you're pulling in like hand drawn post-it notes and like
Oh, I
placing them and
literally played
turning them
this.
and so, oh, you've played it. Nice.
Yeah, is it? I mean, it's out.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah,
because I
it came
saw the
out in
trailer
May.
for it.
Yeah, this is like the. If we were to talk about games this week, it's the only game that I've played. Really, so
Oh,
it's
mate.
like two
Okay.
hours long.
Right.
It's
Well,
cool.
hold
It's about
hold
2
off.
hours long.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll talk about it next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only 2 hours long. It was nice. It's I wouldn't get too excited about
Okay.
it.
All right.
It's a very nice, enjoyable little
Yep.
experience, but
Oh,
uh, yeah.
it's kind of what having been that
Mhm.
person in an office in a prior
Mhm.
life where I just doodled on
Right.
sticky notes, sort of as I was
Mhm.
taking phone calls from people.
Mhm.
This is the thing that jumped out to me. I'm like, oh, I've done this. I've done like a bigger picture based upon like
Mhm.
10 post-it notes that I've drawn on. So that was
Mhm.
sort of the the pull. Suddenly, I'm like, I've been here. I've absolutely been here.
Yeah.
If I'd have
Yeah.
been, had a character that I could have moved through, I absolutely would have done that.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I played it on Steam Deck. It was as well worth the £8 or whatever I
Mm.
paid for it. The launch discount. It's nothing revolution. It's just a nice little puzzle game. Just a nice
Yeah.
little puzzle game.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But yeah, it's out on Steam.
Yeah, I've
I don't know if it's
just
coming to
seen.
anything
Yeah,
else.
yeah, yeah. I'm going to bump it onto my wish list.
Yeah, but it was one of those where it was like, oh, there's a Steam demo. I'm not going to bother. I'll just buy it because it looks like I would enjoy it, and I did. So yeah.
Good, good. I think most of the games that I now have on my list, the remaining ones, are much bigger than games that we've talked about so far. Are those like AAA games from either the Summer Games Fest or the Future Games Show games? So I suppose before I jump into any of those, is there anything else you want to mention or
I don't
highlight?
think so because I fell asleep during the Summer Games Fest, and thank God because I believe Final Fantasy was the last game they
Final
showed.
Fantasy VII. I
Yeah,
can't remember
if
what.
I had stayed up past midnight watching that, I would have been very angry. So if that was the clincher, I'd rather him shown like Call of Duty. That would have been worth more of my time. But yeah, I'm glad I fell asleep. I can't remember what the last thing I saw was because I was drifting in and out. So
Fair.
and then I dreamt that Tupac's resurrected corpse was coming back and Snoop
mean, it
Dogg was
is.
there. But that was just a fever dream.
Yeah,
So
that can't be true. That can't be true. Absolutely.
no, yeah.
But no, yeah, Final Fantasy VII Revelation is one of my big
Right.
picks. Of course, it is. I was kind of happy that they gave us a trailer, and then they had the game director on stage and gave a touch more, behind the changes and what's new in the game versus sort of the previous games and stuff.
Was there like gameplay or
gameplay? Yeah, they're introducing sort of like a job system. So rather than me building
making these 700-hour RPGs even longer? Quit your real job.
No, as in you can like equip a class to your character and it will do a build for you type thing, rather than you having to kind of do all of that materia management and those kinds of things.
I'll just nod and smile. I have no idea. Talk about this with a deal. I have no idea what you're talking.
Well, that's
Sounds cool.
That's it. We'll move on from Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
But there were two really sort of big ones from, I think, Summer Game Fest, which was the first one was Blood Message, which is like you didn't get much gameplay, right? It was just a trailer about a samurai fighting people, and it's got that like Game of Thrones scene in it where the character kind of stands up after fighting some people, and there's just people riding horses towards him that he has to sort of fight.
And then was that like set on like this castle keep kind of thing?
Some of it, yeah, and they throw the guys over the side, and it's all just the cinematics. But then it kicks into a whether you're his daughter after, and actually that's who is playing the game. Yeah, like it closes.
The Mulan kind of.
Yeah.
The dead toy animal on the battleground.
Yes, and to me, it seems basically like a samurai Witcher game. So whether it's like an open world action adventure samurai type game, that would be, like Ghost of Tsushima, I guess. But the cinematic looks incredibly fluid in terms of the gameplay, and the new Stellar Blade game isn't on my list. But again, the kind of the combat looks really fluid in that game, and I realized that actually, my action adventure games, having played The Witcher 3 very recently, having still been playing The Witcher 3 very recently, I want that sort of next jump in that level of action adventure kind of combat, where it is just not necessarily twitchy, but it is just that little bit more involved. It is that bit more kind of cinematic in sort of what you're getting, rather than just like The Witcher, just a bit of fighting.
Yeah,
as you're sort of doing it. And then the other one was Crossfire, which is being made by a bunch of industry vets.
What was the name of that one from Remedy? That multiplayer shooter. What's that called?
From Remedy? No, Firebreak.
Shrugs shoulders.
Yeah, the 3-person set in the Control universe type game. I think that's Firebreak.
They have
Cross.
fire in their
They
names,
do
both
have
of
fire
them,
there.
yeah. So.
Crossfire. It's super. It's like a shooter, but it's very narrative heavy, and it's all about like the movement. Again, I'm all about movement this year for some reason, but the movement in that game looks incredible, and they've tried to make it so your character is much more switched on to what's going on around her, and she will crouch down and
Oh yeah,
move like
the deep
really well
squats.
behind
Yeah,
cover. Yeah, yeah.
I envy her knees. I tell
Yeah,
you.
oh, absolutely. That's absurd. I
Mm.
don't know who in existence can do that. Only video
Yeah,
game
that
characters.
quad strength is
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
Jesus.
But just the idea that you're going to adapt, as you're playing it, you're changing sort of your strategy. So bringing that strategy element into a third person sort of shooter is again
Yeah,
where I'm
yeah.
sort of like, yep, cool, cross those things over. That's fine for me. That's sort of what I want. And it very much then plays into, I think, the last thing for me, which was Exodus, which had it's a sci-fi show. It's like a Mass Effect like, and it had a huge, maybe 20-minute kind of breakdown of gameplay on the Future Game Show. It's what they sort of
Oh yeah,
closed the
okay,
show
yeah.
on. But it's Mass Effect, but it's got Matthew McConaughey in as just a random character. It's just giving his voice randomly to a
All right,
character,
all right,
and
all
I'm
right.
like, why is Matthew McConaughey in this game?
Okay.
But it it's like Mass Effect. It's a very narrative sort of heavy game, but then you've got your squad around you, so it's got that bit of strategy to it. It's probably more of a third person shooter than it is an action kind of game, but a big sort of
Is it
sci-fi
Interstellar?
space opera. It's not quite Interstellar,
Okay.
but I would imagine you could argue that it is tied into the same universe, and it's just the
All
future
right.
of Interstellar in like 2,000
Okay,
years or
gotcha.
something,
Interesting.
which is why Matthew McConaughey is still there. But yeah, that looks very cool,
Interesting.
and it's one which I think again it's next year, but because they gave you, I got more invested because there was that deep dive into it, and they're like telling you about their systems and showing you that little bit extra of gameplay and taking you through sort of a 10-minute kind of extended demo of the game, and how the at least at that point it kind of ramps up in its action and in its fights and those kinds of things. And then they're like, cool, and in between missions you go back to not Earth because it's set on a different planet, but you go back to sort of your hub, and you can chat to characters, and there's narrative to them and all of these kinds of things. Similar to sort of Mass Effect when you go back to the Normandy and stuff. You can choose to go on missions with characters to push
Right.
forward their sort of story and things. And I think this has got a similar kind of. It's not um, I don't know whether there's sort of rivaling, like Mass Effect was very much sort of like, if you go and do this character's story, that character won't like you as much, and then
Okay.
actually you're locked out of that character's story now, and because of that, when you've taken them on a mission, actually they're dead because they've decided to make their own choice, and they've got left
Yeah.
behind and stuff. So there is that bigger picture sort of narrative, and Exodus very much was like, this is what you get from this. You have the ability for characters to die, and not be part of your party anymore. So it's like, cool. That's the thing that kind of gets me invested in this. That actually, that I get to the end of this game, and who I've got left versus someone else playing it is going to be very different, and how I'm playing this game is going to be very different. The only slight disappointing thing in that was that they said there's like, for the character there's two paths, and we years ago have talked about choice in games, and something like Infamous, where you make a choice and it's a very linear element, and you're either very good or very bad. And this is similar. There's two choices to make. You're either like a paragon, or you're a thing, and that is the only thing that kind of disappointed me a little bit, that there's not a bit more nuance in that sort of sense. And I don't know. And again, Until Dawn 2 sort of very similar in that kind of thing. There's two choices to make here, right?
Yeah.
And that's fine because actually Until Dawn 2 is kind of snappy enough that you're like, it's not a choice necessarily that I can think about. It's just something that has to happen in
Yeah.
the moment. That fits for
Yeah.
Until Dawn 2.
Instinctive,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's
Yeah.
just two things to pick. Whereas with something like
And it's not
Exodus,
usually where it's like sometimes you can intend to be an arsehole and just think, screw this person, I want them dead. But usually usually you are thinking, oh, what's the best way I can save this person?
yeah,
But yeah, I'm sure you could just go rogue and just play that game. It's like I want everyone. I mean, it still haunts me that Mike died at the very end of
right at
my
the end.
playthrough. Yeah, it still haunts me to this day.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I think my only playthrough of that game, pretty much
Mhm.
everyone died. It's just like when
I think
you
3 or 4 survived in
yeah,
mine.
I'm like when you go down into the uh um it's not the underground bit, but that kind of like
Mhm. The caves
the
or the mine
caves,
shaft,
man.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And I'm just like everyone died. I'm like, yep, I fucked this game up completely here.
Yeah,
This just
yeah.
threw me out absolutely, and I'm just done. Game over after
Mm.
game over after game over. But
Oh,
from
great game.
Exodus,
Mhm.
considering how much they're putting into this and that it's this kind of like spiritual successor to Mass Effect, and I just want that little bit more nuance.
Yeah,
There's
that
so much
makes sense, yeah.
grey here within these
Mhm,
choices and these things, but it's just like pick
mhm,
this person or this person. It's like, well, what if I don't want to pick either of them? What
mhm.
if I don't? And it's not even a happy medium. What if it's just a don't give a shit medium? There's four choices
Yeah.
here. There's
Mhm.
this person, compromise or fuck you all.
Yeah,
I just need that little bit more.
yeah.
So
Or is it like a full-blown RPG?
yeah, yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much,
well, yeah, you'd expect a bit more nuance then, wouldn't you? A bit more, especially with stuff like, Baldur's Gate 3 and all that stuff. Like, I think people want more of that nuance that actually matters and carries through, like,
definitely,
your gameplay. So, yeah,
yeah.
be interesting to see.
Interestingly, it is
But
being
playing Matthew McConaughey is just a massive arsehole just seems like the right choice. It doesn't it's like
I don't
he
know
doesn't
whether
seem like the good guy. In real life he is, but like in most of his roles, he's just the arsehole.
they mentioned him so quickly as well. Like it's just like, and Matthew McConaughey is playing this character, and then there was like a 30-second interaction between that character and your character, and then it just like disappeared.
Oh, you're not playing as Matthew McConaughey?
No,
Oh
he's just a
no.
random character.
Oh
Like
no. Well, game's ruined for me. I was hoping you could get Matthew McConaughey.
they couldn't they couldn't
I
afford a
couldn't
hundred
afford
and
it, yeah.
that 1,000 pages of dialogue of Matthew McConaughey. They could afford 2 pages of dialogue, and that's it.
Well, in my alternate universe, Exodus is the Matthew McConaughey game. Yeah, plays him all the way through. Never mind though.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. But I think that's kind of some of the big
Mhm.
hitters for me. Through we
Yeah,
talked about sort of
I was just scanning through the Summer Games Fest. That was a bad show. Like for me, in terms
yeah,
of
yeah,
my interest, like I think there's a reason I fell asleep. Um, the only thing that Well, to be honest, it had been revealed before, but like the Ninja Turtle um
yeah. Last Ronin.
game, yeah,
Mm.
I would like to see what that looks like, and if Platinum can not make it so, I don't know. I want something a bit more gritty and not
Hmm.
anime.
I know what you mean with
You
Platinum.
know what I
I
mean?
know
Yeah,
exactly what you mean.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I hope it's not. I hope it's boots on the ground,
mm,
like
mm.
gritty, like
But did you?
because their games feel good to play, but like
Yeah,
some of them are just like, yeah, I know Platinum have done like, I mean, when it's their own thing that they can work on, and it's like, okay, we're not just doing this like licensed crap.
hmm
their games can be all right, but yeah, if it's good, there's good platinum and there's bad platinum. If it's good platinum and a bit more gritty, a bit more grounded, and it's Ninja Turtles, then hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And
Mhm.
I think they've got the the pedigree of the over the top Bayonetta, right? But then
Yeah.
they've also got the like Vanquish. Both
Mhm.
games all about movement.
Mhm.
Vanquish especially, like that was a fantastic PlayStation 3 game. And then Nier is much beloved
Okay.
by
Mhm.
the industry.
Feels okay to
Yeah,
play. Yeah.
yeah. So it's I suppose Platinum, like you say, it's still to be seen because I think what we got was maybe not even
Mhm.
30 seconds of just the reveal trailer, basically.
Yeah, it was just
Um,
like a it didn't even look like a Ninja Turtle, just someone with their back to the to the
yes,
camera, like
yeah,
as their silhouette. Yeah. So I haven't seen anything from it really. Yeah. Oh, The Wolf Among Us 2, we already knew that was
oh
happening,
yeah,
but it's good to
yeah,
see that resurface.
yeah, and interesting to
Cuphead's
see
coming back, yeah, which is
they're
good.
throwing out a remaster of the first game as
Yeah,
well. Yeah,
hopefully it runs properly, um, and it doesn't stop every third frame in like
mm,
cutscenes, and QTEs. But yeah, that game was good. It was like vintage Telltale, so it's good to see it come back.
yes,
Hope it's
but
good.
you know, as Telltale as well. They are in existence. It's not someone else that's kind of like picked it up. I don't know who
Oh, is it like the
is.
bones of the
I don't know.
reformed and reforged? I don't know who's making it either. I guess it is, even if it's not called Telltale Games, I think it
Well,
is
so
somebody else
they
that
are
has been.
Telltale games
Right.
again, but I don't know what
Okay.
that means now.
Yeah.
Um,
It, yeah. Could be one or two of the people who were originally at Telltale, because I think they scattered to the wind and just made other, um, went to other studios. So yeah, yeah, we'll see. I think the most important thing is the writers.
mm,
More so than the gameplay in those. So as long as as long as the writing's quality, then everything else can take a back seat. Because but originally those games were not good to play because it was in the classic Telltale engine, which was busted.
yeah,
So
yeah.
but it was about the stories and the voice actors and stuff like that. If they get some of the voice acting cast back, that would be good. Yeah.
What's
Mm.
interesting is going on Telltale's website
Mm-hmm.
and going to games. So they've got the Wolf Among Us remaster, the Wolf Among Us 2, The Expanse. So that's a more recent game that they've put
Yeah.
out since being reformed, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Batman, the Telltale
Mhm.
series, The Wolf Among Us, Tales of
Mhm.
Monkey Island, and then a bunch of games. Hector, Badge of Carnage, Puzzle Agent 2, Telltale Texas Hold'em,
Puzzle Agents were good. Yeah.
and Wallace and Gromit's Grand Adventures.
Yeah.
No The Walking Dead on here, which I think is probably
Is it
Telltale's like
Skybound
breakout
Games
game,
or
right?
whatever?
That's kind
Yeah.
of what Telltale are probably more widely known for,
Mhm.
but just not
I
not
don't
here.
know if I don't know if because there's Skybound Games, I think.
Yes, yeah, you're
So
absolutely right.
maybe they were just like, look, this is our portfolio. Um, yeah, that's strange because they're still available to buy on storefronts. I think the Walking Dead games.
But is it
Those were good.
a?
I never played the last season though. Played the others.
I didn't finish the last season. I thought about it. Interesting.
Mhm.
I thought about it the other day.
Mm.
And I'm like, oh,
I
I
think they're
should
on
go
Game
back to it.
Pass. Mm.
But yeah, The Walking Dead, which is called on Steam at least, just called The Walking Dead, but in the thumbnail it's called The Walking Dead: A Telltale Game Series, is published. So it's developed by Telltale Games, but it's published by
Mhm.
Skybound.
Yeah,
But I don't think
makes
that it was
sense.
published by Skybound when it originally came out, because I
I
don't
think
think Skybound
mm,
existed when it originally came out, right?
it would have been attached to like Robert Kirkman's thing though, so maybe it wasn't a. Maybe it was just Skybound, just that, rather than like
Maybe.
Skybound Games. I don't know, but it is weird that it isn't on Telltale's website because, as you say, that's theirs basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, even if
Strange.
they haven't published it,
Mhm.
you know, it was so originally it was published by Telltale,
Okay.
but not the version that's on Steam now.
There's gotta be
So they
some
obviously
legal
Skybound, bought the
licensing.
rights, I guess, to then
Yeah.
just be the
Got that.
publisher going forward. Never to be
Mhm.
spoken about by Telltale again, obviously.
Yeah, I can't recall if there was something messed up between that and Skybound. Maybe it was a different game with Skybound, and there was like disruption or there's something had gone on. I can't remember what it was, but
Mm,
yeah, who knows? That'd be interesting to dig deeper into, but
yeah,
I don't know how
definitely.
far you'd get. You'd need an actual journalist to figure that out.
We'll give Jason
Yeah,
Schreier a call, see what he's up to.
yeah, yeah.
Um, good, good. So I think that's probably all of the games from Summer Game Fest.
Yeah, yeah, there's probably just little indies dotted
Mhm.
around. Like, there was one at the Xbox show. I think probably the only smaller game that was called Bad Magpie, which looks like a kind of goose game
Nice.
alternative, just a
Okay.
different bird. But it's just like, yeah, but, just indies dotted around, which I'm sure will be cool. But yeah, of the big ones, there's games coming out all in September apparently.
Yes. Stacked before GTA
And
6 comes
GTA.
out.
And then in February, when they think people have stopped playing GTA, it's like I'll just be back on GTA 5 online
I
by
love
then.
we go from September to February. No other
Yeah,
games are gonna come
there's
out at
this
that
one
point.
game out, like Steam shuts down because it's like
Like just have a
we're
holiday.
not even gonna bother.
We'll all just
Yeah,
go on holiday and
yeah,
everyone can just play
yeah,
GTA 6. Industry
yeah.
saving game GTA
Mm.
6.
Is GTA still even confirmed for this year though? Does it have a date?
I don't think it's
Could
got
it
a
slip
date,
again?
right? I think
Because
that's one of
everyone's
the
saying November, but I don't think it's confirmed.
I think that's one of the big things that everyone was kind of expecting from Summer
1st
Game Fest.
September 2026. Imagine if they just said, "Yeah, we're gonna come out on
Yeah,
the 1st
it's
December," and see all those
still no
games just
date.
be like, "No, no, no, no," just drop like fries. Yeah,
I
just
think
say, "Actually, we said September, we mean February
yeah.
as well."
Everyone's like, shit, can we pull it forward like 2 months?
Mhm.
Can we? Here you go. So on Grand Theft Auto's website, coming November 19th,
Oh, so it has a date.
has a date. Has a date. Coming
When
November
did that
19th,
get announced?
2026. I don't know. I don't know when they got announced. I didn't think
I
it had
missed
one.
that. Is there been a trailer? I don't know.
GTA 6 date announcement. And see if
Yeah,
it's.
I didn't know it wasn't because everyone said November. I thought everyone was just guessing. Um,
Yeah, I mean on the Wikipedia page it still says upcoming video game. Um,
but on the Rockstar site it
on
says
the
19.
Rockstar site it says November 19th.
Did they forget
Uh,
to update it to 2027?
yeah. So
Just got
back in May 2025, so over a year ago, it was
uh,
meant to be coming out in May of this year.
2026,
So they
right, okay.
pushed it again about another 6 months, which makes sense. So actually, they pushed it in November of last year. So they gave it a date of November the 19th, 2026 in November of last year.
So, okay, right. Oh,
I don't remember that at all.
no. Does anyone else know
No.
that?
Yeah, all of these game publishers, obviously, yeah, trying to stay out the fucking way. Like two
They could
months
have gone
before,
to
2 months
October then.
after. Like, yeah,
Oh, I had no idea. Zero idea. When people said November, I thought they were just making a educated guess. Apparently, it's coming in November. Okay,
yeah. There we
cool.
go.
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
I'm
It'll
doing.
come out. I'll probably play it, and it'll probably be great. But it's just like
Yeah.
I don't want to feed that machine anymore. Like I don't care. Give it to me when it's done.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. If it
Yeah,
releases tomorrow, cool, fine.
yeah.
We'll play
Well,
it. You know,
okay.
it's going to
Play
come
it,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
It's one of
Good.
those where it's like Yeah, it'll come out. It'll be fine. It'll be good. That's it. Enough of this. There's not going to be anything surprising about it.
None of us will have any time or the inclination to want to play it at that point anyway, so because it'll be dark and horrible and rainy outside.
Yeah, true.
Yes, good. Let's finish there then.
Yeah, can you imagine? Oh, it's dark outside. Look at Miami, always sunny. Shoving it down my throat. Yeah, all right, whatever.
That's the problem, isn't it? It's going to look too good. You'll be like, I'm living in the sad times.
Everyone's tanned and glistening. And I'm pale.
They're all having fun and they're all at parties, and I'm just sat in playing a computer game. I liked Shnoodlepip. I like this beer.
I mean, the name alone.
Yes, absolutely. I think that acidity did wear a little bit, but the last few mouthfuls, it's kind of crept in, and maybe that's because I'm back at the bottom of the bottle now, so maybe it is a little bit of stuff that's hanging around, that's settled, but it's a nice flavour, big sour passion fruit and raspberries. That is what I'm getting from this beer. I'm not getting that hibiscus. That didn't sort of come into it at all. The pink pepper as well didn't really come into it as an identifiable sort of flavour. It is just a fruit sour. That's all I'm getting from it. And it is called a fruit sour. So, but the passion fruit and the raspberry are the big notes in that. Who knows if this exists in anyone else's garage or on a shelf or in a cupboard somewhere, whether there's any more of them left, kind of. But it'd be interesting to hear if anyone's got any wild beers as well still hanging around, that they'd collected, or with like, cool, this brewery's done, let's just drink all of their beers.
I mean, you can't keep them forever.
Exactly.
Like anything, no point keeping it forever.
Yes, they're not even games. All you have is the license to play it until they take it away from you.
Oh well.
Yeah. What a lovely.
Like, you know what? Who cares at this point? Relinquish everything. Just.
We own nothing.
I don't even. Barely own my own corporal body. Barely own anything.
Just renting for a while.
It's like I can't run naked down the street. That's not freedom.
That's true. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
It's my body. I should be able to do what I want. No, public indecency. Yeah, can't do anything.
You'll get told off. Or stared at, probably. Stared at is more likely what will happen.
Not in Birmingham. That's just a normal Monday.
Why is you? No, it's fine. It's the second naked person I've seen today already. It's okay.
And it's only 7 a.m.
Yeah, just on the commute into work.
Yeah, at least she's not screaming wildly.
Good. Friends, if you've got any highlights from Summer Game Fest, or any highlights of beers that you've been drinking recently, like any wild beers that you've got stored away, let us know. I'm Nova47 on Blue Sky. Lucy is
Juicy Loose 9.
And you can get all of us at outoflives.net. Go there, look at the beers that we drink, see our pretty faces, and come and join us on Twitch as well, as we record each and every week live. You can come and join in the conversation there, or join us on our Discord. We've had a flurry of new people join us on our Discord, all of which have been very, very quiet. I imagine they've come in and gone, who are these insane people? Randomly chatting about Transformers and things.
Safe?
Yes. Is this a nice place to be? Who knows yet? We'll find out. But for another week, thank you for joining us. We have been Tanked Up, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye.
Bye, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
www.outoflives.net